English for beginners. Lesson 14. Adjective and adverb. In this lesson, we are going to discuss adjective and adverb and the differences between the two. Part 1. Adverb. Adverbs are words that describe a verb. هي عبارة عن كلمات تصف لنا الفعل, which mean it describes the way an action is happening. تصف لنا طريقة الحدث. Describe adjective تصف لنا الصفة, or even another adverb أو تصف لنا حالا آخر, as it has the same role of adjective and share a degree of comparison, which mean adverb and adjective have a similar role, which is a comparison, أي المقارنة. Most of the adverbs end with ly. Here I say most of the adverbs and not all of them. قلت معظم الحال وليس كلها تنتهي بحرف ly, which means there is exceptions. هناك استثناءات. And answer question how, كيف, where, in what way we do something, بأي طريقة نقوم بالشيء. It can take place at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the sentence. Here is the position of the adverb. Examples. I have 4 examples here. The first one, Tom runs quickly. Quickly is the adverb and ends with ly, and it describes the verb runs. Tom runs quickly. Number 2, you drive the car carefully. Carefully is another adverb that describes the verb drive. Here describes the verb drive. You drive the car carefully. The woman is quite pretty. Here I have an adverb that describes an adjective. The last one, the handball team played extremely badly last Wednesday. Here I have 2 adverbs where one of them describe or modifies another adverb. The form. So to form an adverb, you need to add ly at the end of an adjective. So we have an adjective, we added to it ly to form the adverb. Part 2. Adjective, which is somehow longer than the adverb lesson. Adjectives are words that describe and give information about nouns or pronouns. هي أيضا تعتبر كلمات والتي تصف لنا أو تعطينا معلومات حول الاسم أو الضمير. This is the difference between the adverb and the adjective, as it can be in different positions in a sentence. We have comparative and superlative adjectives, which mean we have 2 kinds of adjectives here. We have a comparative and superlative that we will discuss, or we are going to discuss in the following points, where each one of them has its form and role. As where there is a regular and irregular adjective, we have comparative, superlative, regular, and irregular adjective. A. Adjectives position. The first one, the adjective may be in front of the noun, أي قبل الاسم. Example, I have a wonderful car. Car is the name, wonderful is the adjective. So wonderful is in front of the noun, car. 2. After a linking verb. My car is wonderful. I have the verb is and then the adjective wonderful after it. So it is after a linking verb. There are adjectives that are made with verb ing or ed. هناك بعض الصفات التي يمكن الحصول عليها عن طريق الفعل وإضافة حرفي ing or ed as boring, interesting, worried, and annoyed. B. Comparative and superlative adjectives. Here we are discussing the kinds of the adjective. Comparative adjectives are used to compare between two things. So here it's a comparison, مقارنة, or to show change, where the superlative is used to express opinion about something. يعني أن superlative adjective تستعمل من أجل إعطاء الرأي في شيء ما. These adjectives have their own form in both superlative and comparative situations, long or short one. So we have comparative and superlative adjective. So in both of them we have a long adjective and a short adjective. Let's start with the first form, which is the form of a comparative. In the comparative form, we have a long adjective and short adjective. For the long adjective, we form it by more plus adjective plus than. Like the example that we have here, her dress is more beautiful than mine. Here I am comparing his dress with mine. أنا أقوم بالمقارنة حول ثوبها وثوبي. Her dress is more beautiful than mine. ثوبها أجمل من ثوبي. I have more plus long adjective beautiful plus than and then the rest of the sentence. For the short adjective, we have the adjective plus the er, which means we need only to add the letters er, like my house is bigger than yours. My house is bigger than yours. منزلي أكبر من منزلك. Here I double the letter G, which is another rule that I will show you next. My house is bigger than yours. 2. Superlative form, which is superlative adjective. Here I have long adjective and short adjective. In the long adjective, we have the most plus adjective and then the rest of the sentence. Her dress is the most beautiful one. Here I am giving my opinion in the same time. ثوبها هو الأجمل. Her dress is the most beautiful. The most plus beautiful long adjective. In the short adjective, we have the adjective plus est. Stephen is the oldest brother among us. Old plus est. Here I have a remark here. Two remarks or two notes. The first one, if an adjective ends in a vowel and a consonant, which means adjective has a vowel and a consonant in the end. Here we double the consonant. This is the case of the word big in the previous example. Big, I double the letter G, bigger, or biggest in both comparative and superlative form. Why? Because it's ends with a vowel and a consonant. This is for the first notes. The second note here, if an adjective ends in a consonant and the letter Y, which means in the end we have a consonant and letter Y. Here we change the Y to I. أي يجب أن نغير حرف الواي بحرف I. And then we added ER or EST. Like the example of pretty. Pretty, in the comparative form, it's prettier. And the superlative one, it's prettiest. C. Irregular adjective. So the previous explanation was about the irregular adjective. Sorry, the regular adjective. Here it's an irregular adjective. So the irregular adjectives are the adjectives that completely change their form in comparative and superlative one without adding er or est. مما يعني أن هذا النوع من الصفات هو الذي يتغير كليا سواء في comparative or superlative form، أي أننا لا نضيف حرفي ال er أو est. With another word, we do not apply the form rule of the regular one. I have here some irregular adjectives like good, bad, little, much, far, and far. Both of them, far and far, they seem similar, but they differ according to the meaning in the sentence. For good, comparative, it's better. In the superlative, it's best. Bad, in the comparative, worst. Superlative, worst. Little, in the comparative, less. In superlative, least. Much, in the comparative, more. Superlative is the most. Far, comparative form, further. In the superlative form, furthest. The second form, in the comparative, it's further, and the superlative form, furthest. Practice. I have a small practice here. The question is, identify the vocabulary or the adverb in each statement. I have several statements here where I have to identify or locate if it is an adverb or an adjective. لأنه هنا هذا التمرين علينا أن نوضح إذا كان يحتاج إلى صفة أو فعل، وهذا حسب المعنى الجملة. She is rich her brothers. Here it's a comparison. She is richer than her brothers. She is richer than her brothers. My brother is me. It's I am comparing the tall of my brother with mine. My brother is taller than me. The braids were much young. The groom. Here I am comparing between the braids and the grooms. Here it's a plural form, braids and grooms. أي العريس والعروس. The plural form, braids and grooms. So the braids were much younger than the grooms. Mothers are women in the whole world. So who are they? They are the most prettiest or the prettiest woman in the whole world. Mother are the prettiest woman in the whole world. Sally's cat is bigger than John's one. The class is terrible loud today. Here I have two adverbs here. So terribly loud adverb describe another adverb. Terribly loud today. Susan is in teaching English language. She is the best in teaching English language. It's an irregular adjective. I am you in maths. I am is long adjective. I'm more intelligent than you in math. Algeria is a country in Africa. Here I am giving my opinion. So it's an adjective in superlative form. Algeria is the largest country in Africa. They read the poem. So how they read the poem? They read quickly the poem. It's an adverb. They quickly read a poem. That's all for this video.